Good evening, everyone, and welcome. Today's Tuesday, November 25th, and we are at Abington Town Hall for a Board of Zoning Appeals meeting. I'm Cody Johnson, the chair of the board, and I'd like to welcome you all here tonight. Would the town please call the roll?
Mr. Schuman?
Here.
Ms. Howard?
Here.
Mr. Johnson?
Here. Thank you. And we're going to go ahead and move to the approval of the minutes for our May 29th, 2025 special called meeting.
I'd move that the minutes be approved as submitted.
I'll second it.
Mr. Schuman?
Aye.
Ms. Howard?
Aye.
Mr. Johnson?
Aye. Okay, we need to open the meeting for a public hearing. We have one variance request before us tonight for Samantha Balta. It'd be at 333 Shady Street. Does the town have a prepared staff report?
Yes. Samantha Balta, applicant/owner, has requested approval of a variance to allow a minor subdivision of tax map number 002-1-7 into two parcels where an existing building does not conform to current setback regulations. The property is located at 333 Shady Street, parcel 002-1-7. The property is within the high-density residential district, R3, and the variance request is in keeping with the requirements to apply, therefore, requiring the approval of the Board of Zoning Appeals prior to completion. Here's just where you can see a little vicinity map of the site here currently as it is. Background, parcel 002-1-7 contains two accessory structures and one single-family dwelling constructed in 1930. Access to the site will continue to be Shady Street. Adjacent land uses or zoning, adjoining properties to the north, east, and southeast are zoned medium-density residential district R2. Properties to the south, west, and northwest are zoned high-density residential district R3. Staff findings. The applicant intends to complete a minor subdivision, dividing the existing parcel into two parcels. Track 1 will have an acreage of 1.740 and will contain one accessory structure. Track 2 will have an acreage of 0.196 acres or 1,541 square feet. Track 2 contains a single-family dwelling, which is 7 feet 2 inches from the southwest corner of the existing building to the side property line and 7 feet 1 inch from the northwest corner rear of the existing building to the side property line. So you can see here's the two that we've called out right here. The applicant requests a variance for Track 2, 333 Shady Street for a side yard setback of 7 feet 1 inch from the western property line. According to the current ordinance adopted in 2023, lots within the high-density residential district R3 require a side yard setback of 10 feet for main structures. The variance findings for this to side setback regulations are the following. The property interest for which the variance is being requested was acquired in good faith, and any hardship was not created by the applicant for the variance. Staff can conclude the applicant's request is not a self-imposed hardship. The existing house was constructed in 1930, prior to the adoption of any zoning ordinance. The applicant's request was acquired in good faith, and they have submitted all necessary permit and attachment documents into the Town of Abington Planning, Zoning, and Building Departments. B, the granting of the variance will not be of sufficient determinant to adjacent property and nearby properties in the proximity of that geographical area. All adjacent properties and properties along Shady Street contain single-family dwellings, multifamily dwellings, churches, or vacant lots. The side yard setback to the property line will be 7 feet 1 inch instead of 10 feet, but the closest structure is 38 feet away. Overall, the proposal will not pose a substantial deterrent to adjacent property and nearby properties. C, the condition or situation of the property concerned is not of so general or recurring in nature as to make reasonable, practical, the formulation of a general regulation to be adopted as an amendment to this chapter. Since the adoption of the current ordinance in 2023, there have been few requests for variances to side yard setback regulations, As a result, the request is not of so general or reoccurring nature as to make reasonably practical the formulation of a general regulation to be adopted as an amendment to this chapter. D, the granting of the variance does not result in a use that is not otherwise permitted on such property or a change in the zoning classification of the property. This specific variance request would not result in a use that is not otherwise permitted on such property or a change in the zoning classification of the property. A wide variety of dwelling uses are permitted by right in the high-density residential district, such as single-family, two-family, multifamily, and townhouse. Depending on the type of residential dwelling, the applicant will be required to follow all applicable zoning requirements set forth in the ordinance. And then E, the relief or remedy sought by the variance application is not available through the process for modification of a zoning and subdivision ordinance pursuant to Code of Virginia Section 15.2-2286 at the time of the filing of the variance application. The relief or remedy sought by the variance application is not available through the process for modification of a zoning and subdivision ordinance. So, as we saw with one that came before you, it was maybe in May or so, that structure was built in roughly 1930. Abington didn't get zoning until 1970, 1971. So that's why we found it was not a hardship, not a self-imposed hardship. If you have any questions for me, I'm more than happy to answer. And then if the variance is granted here, the staff would work with the applicant to ensure that the plat is in keeping with everything that we need for official recording at the courthouse.
So I do have a question about that, because it looks like you've included a plat, but it wasn't signed by the surveyor and it hasn't been recorded.
It's not official yet.
Yeah, it's not official yet. They're just going for the variance to make sure that they can get this side yard variance request, and then we would move forward with the actual recording of the plat.
As I understand it, these side yard setbacks already exist, and if there wasn't a request for the variance and the subdivision, those setbacks would exist as they are now. That it was actually the request for the subdivision that required us to look at the setback. Is that correct?
That's correct. So they submitted an application for a subdivision. And when we were looking at it, and we have to have the dimensions from existing buildings to property lines that they're proposing, or existing property lines. And then that's when we caught that the side yard setback for the western side going towards White's Mill was less than 10 feet. So if they didn't change anything, if they didn't submit anything, it would just be left as a non-conforming parcel. But because they wanted to change something, that's what kick-started the variance. So.
Any additional questions or comments for the staff on the staff report?
And the applicant's here to answer any questions you may have of them, or if you would like to add anything.
Sure. Actually, at this time, we will move forward to any of the applicants' comments or presentations if they'd like to come up and speak.
Oh, could you come up to the podium? Just provide your first, last name, and mailing address, please.
Can y'all use microphones so we can hear?
Sure, yeah. So, yep, go ahead.
Samantha Balta, and what was the last part you needed?
Just your address, your mailing address.
333 Shady Street. I was just going to say I felt like the staff report covered it all pretty sufficiently.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming up. Is there anyone else that would like to come up and speak? Is there any additional comments or any discussion from board members or motions that anyone would like to?
I do have one more question. I just want to make sure that all the proper notices were given.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
So we,
If you just tell me, that way we have it on the record.
Yeah,
Who was given notice.
yeah, we can tell you on the, so we put a notice in the newspaper for public consumption, as we have to do. Sent the adjacent property owners, mailers. We did have some people reach out just to come by the office and say, hey, what's going on? And we just said, they're putting in an application for a subdivision, but their side yard setback's not conforming, so they had to do this. They said, oh, okay, no problem. And then we posted the notices on the property as well. So we followed everything that the Virginia Code requires for us to do. There we go.
Was it required to send anything certified?
That was the certified mailers, the adjacent.
And did you get proof back that
Mhm.
it's certified mail been received.
Yep.
And delivered to everybody.
Mhm.
And who were the property owners that you sent certified letters to?
I have to look that up. Or do you have that list, Amber, right there? If you just
I
want-
can get it very quickly.
Yeah, if you just want to pull it up then for me. Yeah, just read off the names we sent the letters to.
Adjacent property owners were Home State Properties, LLC, TACMO, LLC, Samuel and Lisa Ote, Sarah Elizabeth Edmondson, Kelly T. Sheehan, Shady Grove Pentecostal Holiness, Casey Bledsoe, and that would be it.
And you got the certificate back on all
We
those?
did, yes.
All right, thank you.
Any additional discussion or motions?
I move we approve the variance as requested.
I'll second it.
Mr. Schuman?
Aye.
Ms. Howard?
Aye.
Mr. Johnson?
Aye. All right, that will conclude our special called meeting for tonight
Oh.
of three,
I actually have, oh yeah, I have two announcements.
okay, of 333 Shady Street. And if there's anything additional, the board or anyone from the town would like to state before we close the meeting.
Sure. So, Kenny, you're aware of this, but Caleb Conklin, who was our planner one, he went off to a different job. So I'd just like to introduce Amber Howard. She's our new planner one.
Nice to meet you.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
And then the other announcement I would like to have is Mr. Schulman. He's come up on the amount of terms that he can have to be a representative from the Planning Commission on the BZA, so he will be sadly missed. But we have Mr. Johnson, who will be taking his place as representative from the Planning Commission on the BZA for starting next year.
Awesome.
Yep.
Great to meet everyone.
Nice to meet you. And what was his first name?
Jeff.
Jeff.
Yeah. So, but other than that, I just want to make those two announcements so introductions are made, so everybody's on the same page.
Awesome, thank you.
Yep.
Any board members have any further discussion or motions?
Move we adjourn.
I'll second it.
Mr. Schuman?
Aye.
Ms. Howard?
Aye.
Mr. Johnson?
Aye.